The Congress party has avoided the Newshour debate tonight, and the Congress party and the pro-Congress voices and all Congress and pro-Congress voices are not coming on the Newshour tonight. They feel perhaps that they need more comfortable forums to appear. They need places where they will be thrown underhand deliveries like the interview 2 years back, where a TV editor kept talking about how Vadra could join politics. Maybe they need those softball underhand deliveries, and that's why they're avoiding the Newshour tonight. Pro-Congress voices happy to go on other channels, avoiding Times Now. Well, I take it as a compliment, though I keep our satellite links open. The Congress, pro-Congress, all those guys who may want to have their point of view have been invited. And even during the live show, and we are now opening up for live tweets as well, using the hashtag #YesWeAreSerious, we extend an invitation to the Congress party, to the so-called pro-Congress voices and everyone else. In fact, tonight even Tehseen Poonawala has run away from the debate. This has happened a couple of hours back, which tells you nobody wants to answer any questions when it goes too far. Sambit Patra is smiling there, you know. The fact is, Sambit, what happened yesterday was very serious. Mr. Rajagopalan, it was extremely serious. Introducing everyone, Smita Prakash, editor of ANI. Sumit Verma is an advocate. He's not happy with the media's position here. I wonder why. Rahul Narvekar has a middle-of-the-line approach. I hope it's not going to be the case on the Newshour debate. Mr. Rajagopalan, senior journalist, and Sambit Patra of the BJP. Tehseen Poonawala pulled out 2 hours back. He wants to go on channels where he's asked underhand delivery questions. Well, why was he shocked? Let's start with you. Tell me, why was he shocked in your view? You saw those pictures out there, Rahul. Why was he looking so shocked?
Well, at the outset, when your name appears in a controversial CAG report, certainly the matter is in public domain. And when such a matter is in public domain, the media, the public is entitled to ask you these questions.
So why was he shocked?
And I would say he should have taken this to his advantage to clarify his position.
Yeah.
Because if he wouldn't have done that, he's obviously going to be
misunderstood. But he's lived behind an iron curtain for so long. He hides behind an iron curtain like most politicians like
Mr. Mr. Vadra's conduct is certainly not something which can be pardoned. Certainly not something which people are going to like.
But that's what politicians are used to.
Certainly not something which people are okay with.
Right.
But having said that, I think we also need to look at the other spectrum, and the other spectrum being personal space. After a question being put, if a particular leader or an individual or an entity would not prefer to answer that question, I think we should leave it at that. We've seen it more often. No, I'm not referring to this particular case.
No, what is private? This is not a private place. No, Smita, was this a private place? You know, was this a private place? Let's clarify that. Was it a private place, ITTC hotel, owned by the taxpayer of India, not Robert Vadra's private garden? Absolutely. Smita, 1 second. Smita.
It was not a private event. It was not a private place. We were invited. There was a press release. There was a press invite that went out. We went out there. No ground rules. Nothing was said that you can ask a particular question, not ask a particular question.
Right.
And not that we would comply by those
So
rules.
you were not gate crashing the event?
We were there and... no, absolutely not. This whole talk about, paparazzi culture, are we sitting around waiting in restaurants near swimming pools, inside aircraft, waiting to pounce on any of these persons? No, we're not. We're there at a public event for which we've been invited to cover as press reporters. And the question being asked is a very valid question. It's not just a softball. The first one was a softball. He answered that very valid question because the event was about that, and Mr. Surjewala saying that we hounded Mr. Vadra. The visuals show that ANI did not hound Mr. Vadra. He's answering in a very equanimous tone. He is answering very mild manner, and it's the second question which he didn't expect. And frankly, I can't understand why he didn't expect that question. I mean, he's been around. He knows that there's a CAG report. He knows about all this. He should have expected this question to come, just like the Congress should expect these questions.
No, I think Smita is absolutely right. In fact, I think it would have been to his advantage had he clarified his position on it. And I think when media comes up with these issues, I think every person who is involved in that particular issue should come out and clarify his position and stop at that. I mean, there is no reason to get upset. Absolutely justified. But then, having said that, I come to the point I made a little while earlier, that not with regards to this particular case, but yes, if there is a question put across to someone and he's not keen on answering it, I don't think we should press it to an extent where someone is made to lose his school.
How can made to lose his school? I mean, this is Mr. Rajagopalan made to lose his school. Should Robert Vadra tell us which is a convenient place where we can? I mean, I think Mr. Rajagopalan, if Vadra feels that Ashoka Hotel is not an appropriate place, why doesn't he give you and me a place and a time? We will ask him 25 questions regarding his land deals. We will not have to doorstep him. But the fact is, people like Robert Vadra, who by virtue of being married into the Gandhi family, have lived behind an iron curtain, they are not used to asking these questions.
The arrogance will not give you that interview. He is a very arrogant fellow. Because he says, Mango Man, Banana Republic. If you see that bold comments and added to that his insult to the cameraman,
True.
It shows his personality. On the top of it, his anger is genuine. Because this is the story which created him a major anger. This 44 crores is not 1 or 2 rupees. Is all earned by you and me, taxpayers' money he has looted. Therefore, he is responsible to answer this question. Today, the main story is this. That is why he was very much angry, and he is very much repeatedly saying, are you serious? Yes, as you said, we are serious. This is the serious question. Not only Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Robert Vadra should also apologize for such type of windfall loot.
Yeah, that's perhaps the reason, isn't it? That's the reason I think, Ms. Sambit Patra, that the Congress party is avoiding coming to Newshour debates on this subject. It's not about his behavior. You see, as long as the questions are limited on the behavior, they're all right. Because then they will say, oh, you are the paparazzi culture. They will, as far as the Congress party is concerned, I'm sorry to have to say it, they've run away from the Newshour tonight because they want to go on channels that they think are more friendly to them. You see, as far as the Congress party is concerned, tomorrow A. Raja will say, don't ask me about 2G. Ask me about the weather in the Nilgiris. Right? Tomorrow, Suresh Kalmadi will say, don't ask me about the CWG. Ask me about the traffic in Pune, for example. Those are good questions. That is a good media. They don't like a bad media where a young idealistic reporter, and I want to place on record, I'm so proud, Smita, of your reporter. That young man has actually asked the question that senior journalists have not asked Robert Vadra when they had the opportunity to interview him face to face. They've asked him questions such as, how will you deliver the country? Will you join politics? Does all this, public interest embarrass you? What about the family, etc., etc.? All those questions are asked, but the basic question is not asked. And I think that's the real change that's happening. Sambit Patra, why do you think the Congress party has run away from this debate tonight? The Congress party has much to answer.
You have to realize one thing. Arnab, you have to realize one thing. Since morning, I have coined a term for whatever I have seen. I mean, the kind of behavior I have seen of Mr. Robert Vadra. It is classically a case of monarchical high-headedness. They were used to the kind of monarchy, since last 10 years, he's used to monarchy, all kind of entitlements without any sense of accountability or responsibility. And that's the reason as to why you were rightly pointing out, he was hiding behind an iron curtain. And when suddenly a young scribe, a young reporter suddenly puts his face beyond this curtain and shows a mic in front of Mr. Robert Vadra and asks him something which no one has dared to ask, he suddenly does not understand that such a serious question could be asked to Mr. Robert Vadra because he's the monarch of this country. And that's when he realizes that, well, yes, the term of the Congress is over. The term of the first family of Congress is over, and he just rushes out, calls the journalist a nut. And he was the man who was calling India
the journalist an idiot.
If you remember.
He calls the journalist an idiot before that. If you look at the footage, Sambit, carefully, and what really offends me out here, and I truly believe today,
Arnab, he should apologize now.
That he has to come out and apologize.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Sonia Gandhi,
there you are.
Robert Vadra should apologize for that.
Or the Congress party should apologize on their behalf because there's scant respect shown by a member of their family and not a private citizen. And to the Congress party, fundamental questions, Mr. Rajagopalan, I'm coming to you, fundamental questions. A private citizen. What is this private citizen argument? A private citizen cannot say...
He's not a private citizen. Private citizen cannot have, security-free airport entry. If he is a security individual person,
privileged citizen.
the CISF should frisk him. For 10 years he was enjoying that privilege.
You see, and Mr. Rajagopalan, may I just put out a public request once again tonight, because so many of you have noticed the fact that the Congress party has run away from tonight's debate, and even pro-Congress voices have run away from tonight's debate, that I make a public appeal on the Newshour tonight for the Congress party to come and answer some questions. It is important and imperative. They're national party. This gentleman is married into the Gandhi family. Right? He has campaigned for the party. He said, I can get elected from wherever I want. He's not a private citizen. And to the Congress party tonight, which is deliberately avoided the Newshour, I ask them once again, publicly request them to come on the Newshour and participate in this debate. Not doing so is itself, an oligarchic attitude which is unacceptable in a modern day democracy. Yes, Smita, I'm coming to you. Yes, please. Go ahead, Smita.
Yeah, Mr. Surjewala said that you people have been hounding Mr. Vadra. The sad fact is that what Mr. Rajagopalan said, for 10 years, nobody really hounded. We are all, we are all culprits that we did not hound Mr. Vadra. And here was this young reporter, still in his early 20s, who's not burdened by history, who's not burdened by the larger picture like we all were for the past 10 years. He just asked a question which is a very natural question to have asked Mr. Vadra. And this party, which is the oldest political party, still does not have a media strategy after losing so many elections. That also is a matter of wonder, isn't it?
Well, it is a matter of wonder. It is certainly a matter of wonder. Should I get Sumit into the debate? Because I was told that Sumit has certain problems with what the media has done. And I would like an open debate on what the media has done wrong. I think the media has done absolutely right. I also agree with you, Smita. You are proud of that reporter. He makes me proud too for what he has done. He has asked the straight question. Every person, politician, film star, businessman or common man, if the news is relevant, he can be doorstepped and he can be asked questions. Nobody's entering into his house. It's a public place. If Mr. Vadra felt, Sumit, that the question is inappropriate, he can say no comments and he can walk away. But he was shoving the mic. No, one second. He was shoving the mic. He was therefore showing his power. He has misused security that I and all of us pay for. 36, and I want to say 36 security persons cover a person with Z plus category security. Now, he can't use those people to get the footage deleted. He's treating them like his personal army, Sumit. And I think action should be taken. You are a lawyer, actually. You should be demanding action unilaterally against Mr. Robert Vadra, not for all that he's done for his corruption. Yes, okay. Go ahead, Sumit.
My comment on the subject is that it's purely a case of a balance between two fundamental rights. Firstly, the right to information, which includes the freedom of press, granted under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution of India. And secondly, a fundamental right to privacy, which is guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. And right to privacy is not only a fundamental right, it is also a basic human right guaranteed under Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
1 second. Just 1 minute. Just can I ask you under what law? No, 1 second. Yes. I have one question for you. Please tell me. You see, this is very convenient for these dynasts and people from these dynasties and those married into these dynasties. They pull out, the lawyers like you come out and say laws apply. I want to ask you, what law applies when an election officer is transferred for stopping Robert Vadra's motorcycle rally?
If there is a violation of law,
okay. Second, which law? No, one second. Sumit, look at the hypocrisy of all this. The law applies only for the Aam Aadmi. Right, so there was a person who once overtook Robert Vadra's car. No, one second. In January 2014, 1 minute, and I'm opening up the phone lines tonight, and my question also is, and I'm asking everyone tonight, not just on this subject, yes, we are serious, I'm opening up phone lines on whether you think that the Congress party, or those who like to speak for Robert Vadra, the pro-Congress voices, that amorphous crowd which is neither here nor there, but whenever Robert Vadra comes under attack, usually comes up and defends him. And also, if I may say so, 1 second, Mr. Robert Vadra himself should appear on programs like the Newshour to explain his position. Now, as far as the law is concerned, one more example. Sumit, tell me. January 2014, there was an executive of a private company. He made one big mistake. He overtook Robert Vadra's car. And you know what happened? The man was caught and he was handed over to the police. The police did a stringent background check on him. And then the police asked him, what were your evil intentions that you dared to overtake Robert Vadra's car? till today, I don't know what is the law which applies, which makes Robert Vadra treat a common man like that. And one more thing, Robert Vadra says...
If any common man's fundamental rights are affected, that common man can directly go to the High Court under Article 226 by way of a writ petition and challenge
please. Smita wants to come. No, please.
Can I ask the lawyer a question?
Please. No, one second. Smita is responding to that. No, this is a highly technical argument. 1 second. Smita, 1 second.
I'm saying something different. See, I'm not at all defending Robert Vadra's action of throwing away the microphone of a
just
reporter.
a minute. Sumit, 1 second. Let's get Smita into this. Yes, Smita.
I have a question to the lawyer. Now, the security guards around Mr. Vadra, whether it is SPG, Delhi Police, private security, they are supposed to protect the protectee. Does it fall in the ambit of any security guard when there is no verbal abuse, no physical abuse, to go and do something, a bidding of Mr. Vadra to go and delete the footage of a camera person who has not violated any law as far as I can see? Under what rules, under what law? How come privacy law is not there for us? How come there are no laws for protection of the media? He can just go and tell him delete and put pressure. Is that something which is under the ambit of law for the security guard and for Mr. Vadra?
But you know, we would be rather fooling ourselves if we believe that this is happening for the first time. We've seen situations where government security guards are made to clean shoes of politicians. So we've seen that as well. So this is not the first time it is happening, but it's wrong. Whether it's the first time or if it happened in Uttar Pradesh, whether it happened with Mr. Vadra, this should not be encouraged at all. I'm absolutely happy that the media is talking about these things. And I think that needs to be appreciated.
No, you think therefore that when political leaders behave in such boorish behavior, they should come out and actually explain themselves.
Absolutely. That's the first thing I started with. I said, when the media comes to you and questions you about something, that's the best opportunity for you to clarify your stand. Because if you don't do that, you are subjecting yourself to be misunderstood.
So when your party leader Ajit Pawar made that hideous comment about urination and the absence of water, how many times did he come and explain himself?
Mr. Arnab Goswami.
I know my name. You don't remind me of my name.
You know your name, but you don't know the facts. That's the problem.
I know the facts of the question.
Mr. Arnab Goswami only knows his name. He does not know the facts. Now let me answer your question.
I know my facts. I know my facts. I just told you something. Don't get shaken like Robert Vadra. It's all right.
Mr. Goswami, let me answer your question. Mr. Ajit Pawar publicly apologized for what he had said. And therefore, he need not come and give private bites to Times Now. He does not consider Times Now to be a privileged channel. So don't expect that. Mr. Ajit Pawar did what he had to.
Why are you getting worked up?
I'm not getting worked up. I'm just trying to tell you that Mr. Arnab Goswami
lines are open now.
Mr. Arnab Goswami feels that his channel and he is privileged to get first bites from all politicians, but that's not the way it functions.
Arnab,
when a politician wants to make a statement, he comes out and does so, like Mr. Ajit Pawar did.
Mr. Narvekar, don't flatter yourself.
I'm not.
Nobody wants Ajit Pawar's attention. Nobody wants Robert Vadra's attention. I mean, I constantly ask this question. I'm asking this question. By the way, lines are open, and I'm going to put the tweets live also. So who is Robert Vadra? What has he achieved in life? What is the basis of his merit? What is the proven skill that he has displayed besides the skill to use government officials to make 600% profit? What is his professional background? In a country which is driven increasingly by merit, where does a person like Robert Vadra stand? Robert Vadra simply stands for a culture of entitlement, the dynasty which Lutyens Delhi has been controlled by for a very, very, very long time. And I think if this government, if the BJP government is serious, they should prove to us, Mr. Sambit Patra, that Robert Vadra was not just an election issue. Because today I don't hear your chief minister in Haryana talk about it. 1 second. Your government could have taken suo motu action in the Robert Vadra case. You don't. A perfunctory soundbite is given by the information and broadcasting minister and nothing more than that, Mr. Sambit Patra. So somewhere, I hope that there is no behind the scene understanding or compromise between both sides, that you don't question us and we don't question you. Because, the kind of reaction we've seen from the government has been fairly tepid and fairly mild. Yes, please. Mr. Patra, why is it so?
Arnab, take my words. Arnab, take my words on the news hour. There would be less of words, but more of action. Take my words on this. Law will take its course.
No, I don't like this line, law will take its course.
The law, no. This is a prudent line. This is a prudent line. This is a line which comes from my heart because I know my party well. I know that we will speak less, but we will do more. We will do what the law allows us to do. We will not obstruct the justice path. We will not tweak policies
Dr. Patra,
to
it is
protect
24
anyone.
hours. Why
Robert Vadra will surely get. He will get what he deserves.
Hours. Why you are not taken suo motu action?
It's a relevant question. Why haven't you?
The INB minister has emphatically stated that if a complaint is made, surely action would be taken. For any action, a complaint has to be made.
No, Mr. Patra. Mr. Patra, you understand? No, one minute. Mr. Patra, I place on record tonight that ANI is not just another news channel. Okay? You are aware of it. And ANI is a news wire agency. All of us, most of us subscribe to ANI, right? So Smita, who is there, she is the editor of ANI, and in a sense her reporter who was there on the job. Smita represents all news channels. So it is not just a physical attack on one individual organization. Mr. Vadra attacked all of the media. He called all reporters idiots. Right?
Idiot.
He did so. And I think, no, 1 minute. Right now, our news desk has called 3 Congress spokespersons. None of them are willing to come on record. The question I asked those Congress spokespersons is, do you allow someone to call the entire Indian media an idiot and physically assault a reporter who therefore represents, by virtue of representing ANI, every single news channel or prominent news channel in the country, and you will not even come out and speak a word on it, Mr. Rajagopalan? That's what hurts us. And lines are being opened up. Calls are coming tonight. My call, Mr. AJ call. Yes, Mr. AJ call. I know you're on the line. But before that, Mr. Rajagopalan, I mean, this is very serious. This is not an issue which the Congress
very
party
serious,
can brush aside.
And you have taken it up. Now, Editors Guild should now condemn this. TV Cameramen Association should condemn this. Why they have not condemned it for 24 hours is not only we do not know that. Editors Guild should come out now. Are they afraid that Robert Vadra will come to power again? No, I don't think so. Senior editors are there. They should condemn this incident. It's an assault on the media.
Absolutely it is. Place the records out there. Yes, Sumit, place the records. Mr. Vadra had no problem answering questions on fitness machines.
What I heard.
Yes?
Yes. Or now, may I just say, in case what I heard, that in case the footage of the journalist had been snatched and deleted, then of course the journalist has a right under law to file a complaint under criminal intimidation and other offences.
Well, why should Robert Vadra do that?
The law will take.
Why should he save that camera? Why should he remove that camera? He should answer that question.
In this country to take care of rights of everybody. In case there is a violation of anybody's civil or fundamental rights, law is there to take course. And what I'm saying is that...
No, what about the law enforcement machinery? Is it blind? No, 1 second.